qualified. Married qualified? Oh no, not me. Well, I ain't qualified, my brother. I ain't qualified.
I was gonna ask because you hadn't been married before, right?
I am married.
No. See. Okay. Yeah, because I give advice to plenty of founders who want to build billion-dollar companies, and the reason I do that is because I build billion-dollar companies.
Yeah.
So I generally try to stay in my lane of advice.
Then we'll talk marriage advice later. I'm 13 years strong. We got
Deal.
Alexis, thank you so much. Apple NYC 2-night event in New York. Incredible. Can't wait to watch. I'm looking for a Tiffany's crown. Appreciate you, Alexis.
Appreciate
Serena Williams. You know, she is married to billionaire Alexis Ohanian.
Now he's got to come out and apologize for his behavior. You know, he's got to explain himself because everybody's been coming for his head. That was just how it got set up. Okay, that's how it got set up. Stephen Jackson, old Stephen A. Smith. Let me tell you, Captain Jack went all the way in there for ducking that smoke.
You get loud. You get loud and all in your feelings about Braun. When Braun, you talking to a black billionaire, when you talking to a white billionaire, you humble. And you come back on your show talking real respectful, mild manner, man. It's like, bro, listen, bro. And you dogging the black women. Like, bro, listen. Stay out of politics and stick to talking about sports you never played. All right? Just stick to doing that, bro. We not gonna vote for you if you talk. I heard you talking about running. You don't do that, bro. We not gonna vote for you. No, we're not. But check this out, bro. Stop, bro. Okay? You do not have the same energy for other people, but you got the a lot of energy for Braun and black women and not everybody else. Well, stop it.
Oh man, so y'all
Stop it, bro. Like everybody see it. The whole shtick don't work no more. Everybody's waking up. Kwame Brown tried to tell everybody, but they was all in cahoots with him. They were, oh no, this is what's going on. This is what, no, he don't mean that because they all in business with the man. Like he good for business. They was like, no, dog, he made his whole career off doing that.
Ohanian.
Now he got to do this.
He came on First Take today to promote some new event that he's got going on with Atheos and all of that. And, you know, people are talking about how he came at me, you know, took a sly dig, you know, because of what I said. And, you know, when Serena Williams was on stage performing at the Super Bowl. I've never met this man. I wish I was in the studio today, but I'm not. I have a speaking engagement, so I'm out of town. That's why I was not there today. It would have been nice to meet him. I don't know the man. I have nothing against him whatsoever. I don't recall saying a negative word about him. It's just that when Super Bowl Sunday took place, when Kendrick Lamar was performing, Serena Williams came on stage, you know, dancing to all of that. And according to the reports and stuff like that, she's the ex of Drake. Essentially, what I said was, why that energy for an ex? If, you know, that was my wife, I don't want to see that. And so because of that, that's what he was alluding to. You know, I'm glad that it didn't escalate or anything like that. He is her husband. He loves her dearly. They have 2 wonderful children together. And I have absolutely no issue with him whatsoever wanting to address that situation with me because that's her husband. And I certainly meant no disrespect towards him at all. I was just saying that men, knowing us as men, you know, if we're married and our wife is showing energy towards anybody else, even in a negative way, we're asking ourselves, if you're happy, why show that energy? You know, that's it. But that's all it was. But I wasn't going to get into it on national television. I'm a professional. Now, if it had escalated and he wanted to get into it more, we kept the cameras rolling. I'd have said fine. But he was sitting there saying, you wasn't married, right? So, you know, you giving marital advice. That's how he framed it. And he says, I give advice about building companies because that's what I do, essentially implying that I'm not married, so who am I to say something like that? I'm saying paraphrasing. I think that's a fair comment on his part. I don't have to agree with it, but I took no offense to it, you know. And if I had been in studio and that was something that he wanted to broach, I would have reiterated what I said, maybe in a more respectable manner than my initial reaction after Super Bowl Sunday when I was just having fun. But that's neither here nor there. The point is that I respect him. That's her husband. That's his wife. And evidently, he didn't like what I said.
Now, I take exception to what Stephen A. Smith said because the dude.
Now, where's the tough guy? I don't hear the tough talk when it comes to the white billionaire than you got for all the other people. Kyrie Irving needs to retire. Kwame Brown, anybody. We don't hear that same energy. But it's no surprise to me because we already know who he is. Remember, we already told you. He's white. That man is white. He's married to Serena Williams and he's white. To anybody else, that don't matter. That don't mean nothing. But to the rest of us, we know better. The rest of us, shit. We know better. We know what that means. We know what that details. We know what that means. You think we sleep at the wheel? Nah, we know what's up. Trust me, everybody that's in the game right now, they know what's real and they know what's fake. Well, Stephen A. Smith is fake. So if you know that that's the situation that you abreast to, and he's only going to respond to the avenue, you remember, let me tell you something, the word right, okay, let me just break this down to you. The word right used to mean on side, like you got left and you have right, okay? That's the way it was meant for direction. The word right meant direction. Which way are you going, left or right? Direction. That was it. There was no more implication. No more implications as to what that meant. You either going left or you was going right. Oh, it's Bears time, boy. Look at the Bears, man. Blinged out. Your boy blinged out. I should wear a hat with this. Where my Bears hat? Then I'm gonna rock with this. I'm gonna just take the one I can see in front of me. Take this Bears hat. Now it's time to roll out to the game. Now it's time to roll out to the game. But no. We need to get to the get on. Yeah, baby. Because when it's on, it's on. Now, to have all this penciled in correctly, I'm gonna have to let the public know what time it is. Now, the car music is one thing. Being eternal is another. Now, right always used to mean direction. But during the slave days, right meant a point of view. I was right about that. Now, it didn't used to be that way. The word right used to stand for direction, left or right. Now, right ended up becoming that way over 400 some odd years ago as language started to change. People never used to use the word right. Only in the slave areas would they use that, because it differed from the word white. If a white person said something, a black person automatically had to agree to it. So if the white guy lied and said, he hit me in my face, Paul. So it was all white. That was it. It's all white. Did you hit him? No. So no matter what he said, it was gonna stand. It was all white. That's okay. It's all white. So it's all white. That just later turned on to all right. You're white about that. Know what? You're white. I see your point. So that's what it used to be. The white people said it, so it used to be law. That changed. So now white just became right, and that was it. Am I giving y'all a Papoose video? What's going on with Pap now? Well, the moral of the story is this. Stephen A. Smith is what he presented himself to be. He just made himself look like the biggest clown in professional sports. Because you can't take a guy like that seriously when they commit those type of errors that he just did. Stephen A. Smith decided to go against Serena Williams, saying, I don't know why she giving her ex all that attention. No guy gonna care about his wife clowning his ex. Nobody. If she wanna clown her ex, no man gonna be like, why you clowning that guy? He might join in on the fun. But what Stephen A. is missing is context, because he's not a journalist. See, if you was a journalist, Stephen A., you would say, well, why is she doing that? you would ask the question, and then you would ask your team to do research to figure out why is she doing that. Drake must have done something to her to respond, and this is the way she chose to respond to it. She does not mention that guy. This guy mentioned her in songs. And then said something disrespectful to her husband. So she decided to come out and say something else. This is why Kendrick put it in the song, you better not say nothing else about Serena. I'm with him. Oh, absolutely. There's a big reason as to why, too. Ask yourself that. Why is Stephen A doing this? Why is Stephen A taking this approach? He said, Papoose says Clarissa Shields is Serena Williams. No, the thing is this, man. And I want to be clear about it so that people understand. When I say somebody's doing something or they've taken the wrong approach, I mean that in the most clearest way possible. I'm not going to tell you Stephen A. Smith didn't say something correct. But what did he say that we didn't say about LeBron James? We said for 7-8 years. What have we said about Stephen A. Smith for the past 7-8 years? We have been accurate with everything that we stated. So everything about Stephen A. Smith tells you what? He caters to white people in power. Right? He got all this smoke for everybody else. His chairs will flare up against anybody black because he feels nobody black can tell him nothing. And you've seen most of this from slave mentality, where they were trained and taught to behave a certain way around white men. Man, the white man can have about 28 cents to his name. That man got 28 coins in his pocket. And you know what they gonna do? Stephen A. Smith would treat him way better than he would Kyrie Irving, who's a multi-millionaire, philanthropist, everything, right? White guy walked by Stephen A. shake his hand. Oh, hey, how you doing, sir? Hey, how you doing? That's all on people, though. That's people's fault. Because y'all give so much power to people that shouldn't even have it. There's no reason Stephen A. Smith should be in position of power. And they say, oh, well, ESPN put him there. You watch the show. If you believe me, if you tune off that show, his power cease. Now, if you're entertained by it, then fine. If you're entertained by the show, then by all means, and, you know, watch it. But what I don't get, and the part that don't usually sit well with me, is when I see others that are out here battling for scrapes or scraps, crumbs, or whatever you want to call it. I don't see any of y'all guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see anyone doing anything, anywhere, anytime. I just don't. These people don't have respect and love for their own people. But he's a gatekeeper. He's looking to find other people who are gatekeepers and bring them into the light to make himself stay relevant. He'd be like, you don't like me, but you like Jay Williams, so I'm gonna put him on there. You don't like me, but you like Ryan Clark, so I'm gonna put Ryan Clark on the show. Y'all don't like me, but you like Cam, so I'm gonna give Cam this opportunity. So you gotta like me, because I'm gonna be around them. Then say, see, I'm the reason they here. No, you're not. The bosses gotta agree. They don't just say, well, what do you think, Steven? They'll ask him a question like, can you work with him? What he gonna say he can't? If Stephen A. Smith said, I can't work with Shannon Sharp, and then they don't get Shannon Sharp because of it, oh no. See, they already knew he's bigger. Shannon Sharp is bigger than Stephen A. Smith. Nobody's stupid as far as drawing power. But the dynamic is this. Because see, the dynamic is what matters. That's what counts. That's the leverage. See, if the dynamic change, then everybody's position starts to lessen. So when that dynamic changed, everybody's position started to level out. They know Stephen A. Smith is a good old boy. He gonna do as he told every time. They ain't gonna have no problems out of Stephen. Stephen has been broke, that back been broken a long time ago. He knows to obey. So that's why he feel like he important. He gives a new definition to the house Negro, bringing lambs to the slaughter. Now, if anybody else in-house say, hey, man, we ain't getting treated right, man. We need to stand up. We need to do that. We need to unionize. Hey. Y'all just bring it to me, then I'll take it to the bosses. You know, they got that mentality. This the same reason Gilbert Arenas was fighting to get on ESPN. He want a job at ESPN. This the same reason this person is kissing up to Stephen A. Smith. They want to be in that circle. They need to exist. They need to matter. They want to be what other people look up to. They're clowns. And they think the money justifies what they are. No, it's just money. You still, if you just an asshole that got millions of dollars, you an asshole with millions of dollars. You still an asshole. Nothing gonna change that. You can't let the money justify your behavior. Then, once again, he goes after black folks. In the politics, he's finding out who's black in politics he can pick on. Oh, a black woman in politics. How dare you speak on Trump like that? How dare you say that to that man like that? Don't you know what's going on? Don't you know what's going on? She's in the world of politics. I think she knows what's going on. It's her field. So yeah, I think she knows what's going on. I think she's involved in what's going on. She's in there fighting a fight where these people are targeting her, threatening her, a black woman. And normally, she would have a protection from a black man in this situation. Black man, like, it ain't our business. This is how separated they have caused all of us to be. We're just scattered. We would come together so quick. Somebody was threatening a black woman. Are you kidding? The impropriety of that. No way. Just the mention of it, we rallied. They'd be like, they messing with Miss Johnson down at her house. Do you realize the Cabrini Greens projects went to war with the police department because one cop who was dating a woman inside the building got mad at her because she wasn't talking to him no more and just shot her in the back? And that caused the whole building to go off with him. And then the whole police department got involved and they went to war with the police department and start firing from up top down at the police. It was a war. This real talk, this went down. I was proud of them for that. I went to the Cabrini Greens, I told them, I know y'all went through hell, but I'm proud of y'all. They stood their ground. Something that most of these clowns don't know nothing about. So now you want a soft show. You want a soft shoot now and tippy toe. I'm a soft shoe and tippy toe. Yeah, had I been here, I had a previous speaking engagement. Speaking where? What were you speaking at? We ain't see it. Did anybody see Stephen A. speaking somewhere? What speaking engagement you had? What university? Where? Where were you at? No, you knew that dude was coming and you ain't want to be there. You was like, I'm going to be via with a satellite. I got a speaking engagement. No, but no, he pulled up. White boy not. White boy pulled up on you, bro. You making the brothers look bad out here. You making us look bad. You supposed to rep the brothers. You wasn't repping the brothers right there, bro. You made us look real bad. Yes, sir. You made the brothers look real bad. Shit. Alexis seemed more blacker than Stephen A. Smith. Shoot, Alexis pulled up on you like, hey, I heard you was giving out marital advice. Cause see, you ain't saying what all you said, Stephen A. You said he should divorce her. I'd have divorced her. You'd have divorced her, you're not married. So he was like, hey man, you giving out marital advice now? That's what you doing up here? You up here talking like divorce, my wife and all this stuff, like dog. You know, stay in your wheelhouse. Like your wheelhouse is sports. Stay talking about sports. Like I advise billion-dollar businesses because I build billion-dollar businesses. So I kind of stay in my wheelhouse. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to tell you, hey, stay in your lane, homie. I stay in my lane, so stay in your lane. Don't talk about my marriage on no sports show. Yeah, now I would have loved to have a conversation. I ain't got no problems with him. All soft tone. But with LeBron, you was all chest out the whole nine. Like Captain Jack said, you ain't had none of this energy with LeBron James. When LeBron James is on your ass, you was all on your show. Ooh, up the ooh. Kwame even got the soul, buck dancing, buck dancing, buck dancing, buck dancing, buck dancing. So all you do is buck dance. And when Kwame Brown said, man, why are you afraid to have that conversation with me face to face? Why are you afraid? What are you afraid of? That's what America wants to know. What are you afraid of? Huh? What are you afraid of? Why are you afraid to have that conversation with KB? You didn't have that conversation with everybody in the world. What you afraid of? Why are you afraid to have that conversation? Instead of you going on this tour, podcast tour, yo, I apologize to Kwame Brown, I apologize. No, I don't work that way, homie. You disrespected me in front of millions of viewers on ESPN. You should have the gall and the guts to sit there and invite Kwame Brown on First Take, sit there and listen to what he has to say. But you're a punk. So Well, now you're gonna talk about it ain't your show, and you can't decide who come up on the show no more. That's what you gonna say, right? So is it your show or isn't it your show? I'm just saying, let me know what time it is. Is it or is it ain't your show? Is it ain't, you gotta let me know right now. Dibby-da-bee-bop diddy. Hey, is or is it ain't your show? Yeah. I know, right? Everybody got something to say till they don't. So the main question you need to ask yourself is this. Why is all these people having all of this discourse, all this conversation, all of this about Stephen A. Smith, right? Why is he at the forefront? Because the general public already knows where he stands. We don't view him or look at him as anything of importance. And as Stephen Jackson just said, we not voting for you. Who you think gonna vote for you? You ain't gonna have a black vote. You ain't gonna have a white vote. You just want the attention. You will run just for the attention, so that the whole world get to see Stephen A. For the people that didn't know who Stephen A. is, just for the popularity of building your name up. That's what you want it to sound like. That's the majority of the world, man. That's why I try to tell people over and over again. It's like y'all are bumping y'all heads against the ground and getting upset that nothing is coming up for you. It's like, look, this is what y'all gotta do. Straight up and down. Y'all gotta figure out a way to make things work. Y'all gotta figure out a way to get y'all lives together. Y'all gotta figure out a way to make things happen for yourself. Well, it's like this, man. You often run into situations and scenarios that don't fit. I mean, constantly don't fit. Stephen A. Smith keeps talking like what he did for people. Like, I got people a job. I get them hired. You get the bag with me. And that's why he got, Kendrick Perkins. Man, I was on a day-to-day contract. And I was out of days. And he wanted me on the show. And he called there and ESPN gave me a deal. Right then and there, they tore up my old contract, and there I was, shuffling and shiving with Stephen A. So I don't need LeBron no more. I got Stephen A. And Stephen A. gonna keep me fed. And I got fatter and fatter each year. I was able to sit in this chair, eat all I want, my cupcakes, pork chop sandwich, and I'm good. Shoot, I don't need Bron. Shoot, I got Stephen A. Stephen A said, man, I got you, man. That's right. You stay on my side. Yeah. Because I'm going to tell you, Kendrick Perkins, he played with you, LeBron. But now he's on my team. Why you haven't sat down with black media? All the stuff we've been saying for years. Now Stephen A. Smith want to talk because he mad. See, now, first they argued that you wrong and you a hater, and what have LeBron done to you? Then when they get mad at him, they repeat the same things you say. Now, Kwame Brown has said these things, I've said these things, no problems. All of a sudden now, everybody see it our way. Because they don't like him. They got a problem with him. He thin-skinned. Who cares? He got money. Who cares? Money don't define who you are. You're defined by your actions. Your character is not defined by money. Money is just something you have. Right? Certain people were millionaires and lost it all. Like Adrian Broner, he just lost it all. He had a lot of money, then millions of dollars, and then he had no dollars. He be going through things and just it's sad. And instead of saying, man, let's try to get that brother some help, people dump on him. When they no longer bankable, that's what they do. They cash them out. It's just certain things in the world you just don't do. And you cross certain people, they put you in a box that you can't get out of. They sabotage everything you're doing. Yeah, they try to destroy your movements, everything. Notifications don't go out. They play dirty politics and try to act like they bigger than you. It's like you're not bigger than us, homie. You're not even good at doing what you do better than us. I just want to know what the excuse gonna be, Stephen A. When you get called out for real, when you get face to face with these people, and you gotta answer, and you gotta atone for your behavior. What's gonna happen then? Why you don't stand up and have anything for anybody white? You then went after this black woman, but knowing that Trump regime is in power. Congress, Republicans. You haven't called them out. You'll make one little thing about them to try to make it look like you're not biased. But then you want to attack a black woman for trying to speak up and call out the injustice while they threatening her and she's making valid points. You're not attacking her points. You're saying, how dare you speak to this man? You can't work out a deal with him. That's not her. It's not her job to work out a deal with Trump. It's not. You have no knowledge of politics, dog. You need to not speak on politics. If you don't know what you're talking about, don't go in front of millions of people or all these people in their household and start telling them what's what about politics. Saying, why don't you do this and why didn't you do that? You don't even know the order, the branch. You don't know any of it. What you need to do is ask your president. Ask him why he's not doing X, Y, and Z. Why they're taking money from Medicaid. Why they keep taking money from these programs. Why they keep closing. Where's the money going? Where's this? These are the questions you should be asking. But yet, you want to, badger a black woman who's not in power like that. She's in a small branch. And you want to attack her live on your platform to appease white people. That's what they said about Stephen A. Smith. It just happens to be true. He makes racist people feel comfortable in their racism. Racist people be like, oh, good, I can relax. Stephen A. Smith just said it on TV. He said what I said. He's black. I didn't want no Negroes to have jobs over white people. Hey, he just said it. He just kind of said the same thing. DEI, I gotta say, if a black person got a job, I gotta think DEI. How did he get the job? So affirmative action has changed to DEI. That's all the excuse is now. First they used to say affirmative action hire. Now he's DEI. Now I gotta word if they got the qualifications. I'm like, when you're black, and you, hold on. Yo. Sorry about that. I had to answer that call. Now, Stephen A. calling me. He wouldn't dare call. He's too much of a coward to do that. See, that's the way a coward moves. See, a coward dies 1,000 deaths. A soldier dies just once. Yeah, well, when you get to a certain extent with people, like you reach a certain I would say an extreme, then you'll start to see and understand what people, they lie, they loyalties. I never let people's loyalties get in the way, I'ma stay 100 all the way to. No, I'm getting ready for the Bears game, so dealing with people like Stephen A. Smith is just, it's just the usual. If he wasn't a coward, he would have had Kwame Brown on First Take. But he wouldn't have Kwame Brown on First Take because he's a coward, because he's a punk, because that's the way he's viewed as now. No one's gonna vote for him when he runs for office. He doesn't want to win. He just wants the attention. You just got to understand the type of person you're dealing with. He's a hack. We've exposed everything about this man. We just showed this man's journalistic career. We showed this man lied about universities he's never went to, worked at news publications he never wrote for, lied about an article he never written. This is the man that everyone keeps talking about, that they got respect for, he's this, he's that, but yet he's still in the same boat, constantly. It's the same individual. So, I hope he getting what he getting out of it. So, we'll see how it ends out for him. But I'm getting ready for the Bears game. I'm gonna holler at y'all after the Bears game. Yeah, shouts out to Kwame Brown Bus Life. Don't forget to sign up and become a member here on this platform. We got memberships now, and my Patreon is Carcino for Life, and I'll see y'all then. One.